What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Vonnie coming back at y'all with another video. So, in today's YouTube video, I want to get straight into how I didn't start saving money, why I didn't start saving money until I learned a few things, until I started doing these things, until I did this. As you can see in the title of the video, man, that's what we're getting into. I didn't start saving money until I did this. You feel me? So, if y'all can like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. We almost at 620 subs, man. I'm blessed, man. But let's get straight back into it, man. I didn't start saving money until I did this. First thing we gonna start off with is I gave my dollar a job. Invest here. You know, this goes into high yields. This goes into the Roth IRA. This goes into, you know, stock market. And, you know, you're giving your money. It's working for you. It might lose. It might lose a little bit. But that's the risk you're taking, because you have to take those risks, because at the end of the day, if you're not willing to take those risks, you're going to be sitting in the same, your paycheck's going to be the same regardless. But what if one day your paycheck was an extra $1,000? That's how the stock market kind of works, because it's like, okay, you lost a little bit of money, but bam, you're back up. And it's crazy because the money that you lost that 1 week is now replaced with that other week. You feel me? So it's stuff like that, you know. You gotta pay yourself first, you know, instead of, you know, you spending and then whatever you have left, you put into the savings. Have a set goal for how much you want to put in your savings after every paycheck. You know how much your paycheck is going to be. You know how much your paycheck is going to be before the beginning of the week, before the beginning of the bi-weekly week. Like, you know how much you're going to get paid, especially for a 40-hour week. You can guesstimate how much you're going to get paid. So put it away first and then spend whatever's left, whatever spend, even if it's $50. Sadly, that's all you got to spend for the next 2 weeks. It's $50. You better eat out, you know, Wendy's 4 for 4. But yeah, stuff like that. You know, and if it helps, tell your job, hey, automatically put this much into my savings. Put this much in my checking, put this much in my savings. That'll help you out a lot more too. So, another thing I wanted to get into is your lifestyle, man. If you're trying to live like you have money and you don't have money, you're not going to be living for long. You're not going to live the life that you want to live eventually, because, you know, you're buying all this stuff that depreciates as soon as you buy it. As soon as you buy that shirt, as soon as you buy that $200, $300 shirt, soon as you take it out that store, it's $250. Soon as you put it on, it's $200. Soon as you wear it twice, it's $50. Like, you're losing money on the shirt. You're losing money on shoes. You're losing money on stuff like that. And, you know, a lot of people, when they increase their savings, they like to, you know, spend more. But what if when your savings or income increases, you still put the same amount of effort into it? You actually can put a little bit more away instead of spending a little bit more. And that gets me into my next goal. Cut out the money killers, man. And we all know what I'm talking about, man. Fast food, you know, impulse spending and subscriptions, you don't need them. You can get music for free out here. You don't need to have Apple Music or Spotify. Fast food, you don't have to do. You can eat at home. Eat, you know, some chicken and rice or some noodles. You know, go buy some pizza rolls. Pizza rolls will last you a couple of days. And then the impulse spending on Amazon, you know, you had a hard day at work or a hard week at work. You're like, man, let me just go shop around at TJ Maxx or Ross or something like that, Burlington. And you're spending a little $5 here, $5 there. It's gonna add up. Like, you can't be spending those little things, you know. Even with people that buy, you know, Starbucks or energy drinks every single day, your money's going towards that. You're spending $100 a month on that, and you don't even realize it. So, you know, cut out those little. They're silent. It's like, oh, it's only $5, but before you know it, you know, you spent $100 in $5. So yeah, just really cut that out, man. You know, and I want y'all, if you're viewing this video, like, I want you to start writing stuff down. Instead of putting stuff in your notes and stuff, write stuff down. If you write stuff down, it'll be better for you to track, and give yourself a clear goal. You want to save $10,000, make that the specific goal. I want to save $10,000, and give yourself a time limit. Then it becomes a mission. Then it becomes, I got to complete this mission. I can't spend here because I got to go. I want to save 10,000 in 9 months. I'm starting at zero. I can't buy this. I can't buy this little thing. I can't do this little thing over here. I can't go out and smoke. I can't go out and drink alcohol. I can't do those things. I got to stick to my goal. I got to be disciplined. And, it will force you to be disciplined, because now you're actually tracking every dollar. Now, you're actually budgeting. You're writing everything down. Your mindset's starting to switch because you're becoming more disciplined. You're becoming more aware of, your spending habits. You're like, dang, I really used to spend money like this. Oh, okay. Like, I'm glad I cut that out. I'm glad I'm saving a little bit more. I'm glad I'm getting into, more of a groove of things, because, I was the same way. 18, 19, 20, even 21, man, I'm buying, every time I get paid, I'm buying BS. I'm buying, bottles, I'm getting high. I'm doing all those things just to, that aren't going to help my future. They're just going to hold me back. And at the end of the day, it is your life. So if you want to go do those things, by all means, go do them. That leaves more room for people like me to grow. And, with me saving money, I'm going to find the right investments. Because investing in, alcohol and weed and stuff like that, that's not an investment. That's for fun and stuff. So, you can't tell yourself, oh yeah, I'm saving money, but I'm also buying this and buying that and buying coffee every day and buying energy drinks. You're not saving money. You're not even trying. So, like, it really changes your mindset, saving money. And, it feels at first, when you first start saving money, it feels like, oh, this is a punishment. I can't do this, man. I need to impulsively spend. And it's like, nah, man, you start seeing it as, you're buying your future freedom. That's how I see it now, because all it takes is one investment. And I know you guys think like, oh, you're talking about the stock market. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about, you got $10,000 saved up. You see a business, you see somebody else running this one business, or you come up with an idea in your head and you're like, let me put that to the test. Let me buy the equipment I need or the tools I need, and let me see if I can make money off of this, just like how they did. And that's all it takes. You invested in your future self. You invested in a business. You started it all by yourself, but you had the income and, the emergency fund and the funds saved away to actually start things like that. So, that's, man, like I said, man, I've had a job for years. I still couldn't save. My bank account stayed at almost zero, bro. I couldn't. But those simple things right there that I just explained, tracking every dollar, having a clear saving goal, writing things down, not doing the little money killer things like fast food subscriptions, Amazon, not living above my means, and paying the savings account before I even spend money on myself, because I'm invested in my future. I want the financial freedom, and you're not going to get that by impulsively spending. So that's all I really got for this video, man. I appreciate all of y'all for being here, man. We really going up, honestly, if I'm being honest. And I appreciate y'all. If you made it to the end of the video, like, comment, subscribe, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace.